Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to comicbooksnyc. You're watching Original Art Hours, the show where we sit down with other original art collectors, share some art from our collections, tell a few stories, and chat about the art side of the comic book collecting hobby. Thank you for joining me live here. Do me a favor if you're watching this live or you're watching on the rewind. Oh, my sound is weird. Oh, no. All right, well, we'll have to address that on the fly, I guess, but hopefully it improves. Anyway, hit that thumbs up button if you can, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Joining me on the latest episode, and I guess we could call this the season 3 premiere, is one of my good friends here in the community, and that is Mr. Unruly Simian. What is up, brother? How are you? Here in the community. You good? You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because the chat's saying this sounds good, so I'm just double checking.
Yeah, it was just when you were doing your intro on my phone, it was the same thing I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
You're
Weird.
good now.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we're good now. So what's going on, dude? How you been?
Old, fat, and balding, man.
Okay. OFB, as they say. Yeah, nice. All right. Well, I guess who isn't really at the end of the day, regardless of where you are on the time scale of life. Those things are happening to people. So
yeah, entropy tends towards old, fat, and balding.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. So, dude, thanks again for hanging out. I know we've been trying to get this to happen for a while now. I feel like we've been chatting about it for a while now. I think I wanted you to be one of the season 1 guests originally. Which I know I separate these shows by seasons, but there's really no rhyme or reason as to why I do that. But regardless, I wanted to get you on a long time ago because you're one of my favorite people to chat with, and I love your taste. I love how you find things that really fit your collection and your budget in the OA game, if you will. So I'm really excited for you to share some of your pieces here and let everybody else ogle over them. So
yeah, I'm stoked too. Now I'm not a heavy hitter like some of the boys you've had on here, but
I've had some heavy hitters on for sure. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. But hey, you are the heaviest hitter in my heart, man. So, all right. So before I just continue to gush over Unruly Simian here, because I'm super excited to have him on here for an hour on my channel, let's say a quick hello to the chat. We got some folks in here. We got some homies. We got D-Ronk Comics George. What is up? First in the chat. We got JP's Budget Collecting. What's up? My partner in many YouTube show streams. Always in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Magic Lasso in the house, whose face we all know now, which is awesome. Good to see you, man. Unruly, always dropping that peace sign in here. My Bake the Snake brother, what's up going on? I appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out in here. Hope you're doing well today. Although I probably chatted with you about Star Wars probably 3 times today. At some, because that's what we do. But what's up? Good to see you, man. Who else is in here? We got Sam I Am Comics. What's going on, Sam I Am? Thank you for stopping in here. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. These are all people that I've met in real life besides Lasso. I got to change that, though. And I think I'll eventually meet you in real life next year, which should be fun. We got, Comic Head 84, another guy I've hung out with. Kenny in the house. Good to see you, Kenny. Who else is in here? Tony NY Jr., one of the best.
One of them heavy hitters.
He's definitely a heavy hitter. We got to hang out, go to an art convention together. That was a blast. And he's been on this show twice. So it's always awesome to see him in the chat. Who else? Let me scroll down here. We got Funk Comics 814 with the RWO. Good to see you, Funk. And I think we're all caught up for now. But we'll say hello as people drop by. But hey, man, why don't you just quickly, for whoever is watching you that doesn't know, how you got into this whole art stuff.
All right, so in the late 90s, all right, my second foray into serious collecting started in like 85. And then I started living in this pool hall and spending all my recreational money on booze in 90. So I got out of collecting, but the owner of the shop was a good friend of mine. I'd stop in and pick up trades and hardcovers, you know.
Mhm.
And so in 97, 98, I discovered eBay. They were pretty new.
Yeah.
And I started buying old, you know, pre number 66 X-Men online. And it was a crapshoot back then.
Man.
But
It
at
sounds
any rate,
like it sounds like a Oasis or a Mirage right now. But yeah.
I started talking to this guy online that I met through a sale, and he said, all I collect are Gene Colan Tomb of Dracula pages. And I was like, wait, what? You
Whoa.
can get the actual art? And I didn't even know that was a thing. So I started scrolling, and like from 98 to 06, early 07, that's where most of my discretionary income was into art. Then the recession hit in 08, and I had to start selling them in like late 09, 010 just to put food in my mouth and to keep a roof over my head. But I held on to a few.
Necessities are above art. Let's be real about that. Yeah, for sure.
And listen, on most of them, I made a little bit of money. On one or two, I made big money, and on a couple, I lost a little money.
Yeah.
But I held on to 5 or 6, and then I got a decent job under my feet about 5 years ago, and I've been buying 1 or 2 here and there since then.
Yeah. You've also been collecting a lot of Fantastic Four.
And listen, Tony, for all I know, you might have it. The best page the one I really wish I still had, it was, and I don't even know what series it was from, because like I said, I wasn't reading comics, but it was Starlin. And it was Galactus. It's like a rubble field in space of meteors. Galactus is standing on one of these meteors, and Thanos is quietly cussing him out. And
damn.
I can't even imagine what that thing would fetch right now. It was really nice.
A lot. There's a couple really nice Thanos pieces up on Comic Link right now. The current Comic Link original art round closes Tuesday night. But there's a page on there from Silver Surfer 44, which is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet, if I'm not mistaken, where it's like Thanos like this, like holding it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, not going after it. Just FYI for anyone else out there. What's up? Comic Mag Musings. Bill is in the house. Good to see you. Exactly. Food, shelter, or art? Let's deliberate on that. No, just kidding. It's always going to be food, shelter, and then art. So, but let's see some art. We'll start with the guest as usual. I don't have a ton to show tonight, but I brought a couple things out, so I got some show and tell as well tonight. But we always start with our guests. So,
all right, I'm gonna try and coordinate this. I got my little pad in my lap.
Okay.
All right, this is. Was waiting for me when I got home this morning. I left Atlanta at like 3 a.m. to get here. And this is Greg Land. It's a Mighty Avengers page, but check it out. And that top panel, you got Falcon.
You know what I always appreciate, not just the fact that he's a great artist, but he has the best handwriting on his OA at the top. I've noticed. I don't know if you noticed that, but like the way he labels the title, issue number, and page number at the top, and I don't maybe I don't know if he if it's actually him that does it. That's my assumption. But it's always super neat handwriting, super big, bold. It like just creates a nice like headline for the page before you even get to the art. And then he's a fantastic artist as well. So
this jumped out at me, and I took a flyer on it. But it's it's a Spectrum Monica Rambeau, and I loved her. In the from like 85 to 90, the only Marvel title on my pull list was the Avengers, and she was Captain Marvel then, if you remember. And I love the character.
Show that again up close. Just
I like those 2 panels of her flying, and then
those are awesome.
Crackling out of her eyes.
Hell yeah! Awesome. We have some more folks in here. We got I think Geeks is in here. There he is. Damn, running late. No, we just got started pretty much. Dude, you're right on time. Show another page, man. D-Runk's loving that page. Says, love it. Great page. So.
All right, this I got. It's just pencils. It's from Green Arrow issue 10. It's a full page spread by a guy named Steve Kurth.
Cool.
And it's like.
Is that a crash? Is that a crashed motorcycle?
Yeah. Like he's swooping in to save the chick on the motorcycle.
Nice.
And this guy, listen, he's done a handful of series for Marvel. I got Stay Puft one of his Black Panther pieces for an AOK.
Nice.
But it wasn't from a comic. It was like a movie adaptation of the Black Panther movie.
They didn't release that as a comic?
This was like a book. I think it was more aimed for kids, and it just had illustrations in it.
Okay.
But that's how I first noticed him.
That's still published. It's still published art, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
But I became a Green Arrow fan. You know, I fell out of comics from 78 till 85 or 84. When Dark Knight Return came out, I really liked the old socialist one-armed, Green Arrow. And the first 2 or 3 seasons of the WB show were off the hook good. It kind of lost its footing a little after that. But
the Arrow show. I really enjoyed the first couple seasons myself. I don't even know how many seasons total they ended up going because it went like way longer than I thought it should have. But
it's like 6 or 7.
Something like that, yeah. I never got to the end of it, so.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
They're
all right, so
on my shelf. I just ain't watched them.
All right, so I'll do a quick share, and then we'll go right back to you. So I had only anticipated on having 2 new pieces to show this episode, but a package arrived today that I totally forgot about. It was a prize win from 36 Chambers, our boy H. And it was like, a couple comic books or whatever. I don't even remember. It was on one of his live streams, and he was doing like a giveaway in the chat or doing several giveaways or something. And I won one of them, and I totally forgot about it. But he threw in 36 Chambers fashion, something extra, a little sketch cover for me. So this is going to be this is my 3rd sketch cover and 6th overall piece, I think, from 36 Chambers between non-sketch pieces and sketch cover pieces and sketch covers. So super nice of him. Didn't have to throw that in, and he's already hooked me up before with art AOKs. So the generosity is just tremendous. So major shout out to 36 Chambers. Thank you, sir, for this. So he threw this in. This is an original sketch cover that he did on this. I think the name of this title is Avengers A1 or A1 Avengers, or maybe it's just A1, which is like the female Avengers characters all teaming up. I think it's that series, that book. But they had a blank for it, so he hooked this up for me. So that's a Riri Williams Ironheart sketch from 36.
I like that.
Yeah, I love it, dude.
He did a Ben Grimm for me that is just I love to death. It's colored.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, he's done a great. I won this like Mandalorian and IG-11 piece on an art auction he did in color. It's awesome, and he did that Carnage sketch for me in color. But yeah, 36 just is a great talent. So I'm happy to support him, and I'm blown away that he keeps deciding to send me art, just out of the kindness of his heart. So yeah, man, he's such a nice guy and a talented artist in the community. So there he is. Caught it in time. There, yeah. Thanks, brother. I did not expect this at all. So I'm glad you're here. And definitely, we have some super talented people in this community as far as art. It's crazy. It's crazy good. So all right. So let's go back to you, man. Let's see some more of your art.
All right, this piece I picked up this year. It's from a title called Marvel Adventures. It's by Manuel Garcia. And I got it because I want to have enough FF pages to, stick on my wall. But check it out. It's like 2 half-page spreads split diagonally. Check out T'Challa there. All right, I'm getting the hang of this.
That's a cool. I don't even know what to call that. It's like a double half splash. It's a
Exactly.
double,
Only
it's a double
vertical
half.
instead of horizontal.
That's the only way I could describe it that makes any sense. A double half splash.
And I like this too. It's like they're triumphant at the end. There's the FF. And check out Ben just chilling.
Dude, that's sick.
Wow.
Man, I love that.
Yeah, there he is. There's Ben just chilling, like, yeah, motherfuckers, pour me a beer. But it was that Black Panther image.
Wait, who was that again? Who was the artist again?
Manuel Garcia.
Emmanuel Garcia. Very cool. Nice. I love that page.
And
Great.
have you noticed this? I've been seeing it a lot, perusing listings,
Mm.
because a lot of these people are digital now, and it's like original blue line with inks by.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, so I see the blue line only pieces, and then I also see the digital one-of-one print pieces, which that's even less of an art piece than an ink blue line piece, because it's not even being inked, by an inker or the primary pencil or artist. It's just a print, and the promise is that it's a high quality production, one of one, will never be printed again, but like, will it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Motherfucker, I know you still got the flash drive.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too much of a sidetrack on that as a debate, but I don't think I would ever buy one of those kind of pages. So yeah, I think I have a couple of blue line inked pages, because I am kind of cool with that. If it's super cheap, like if it's super cheap and I like the book, that it's from or whatever, then I can kind of, as long as it's like, not crazy money, I can kind of jive with it a little bit. Especially, I mean, if you can get the pencil too and have it as a 2-piece set.
Oh, yeah, all day.
That's all day. Yeah. Like I have some Stegman stuff like that and whatnot, but yeah. All right, show another one, man. It's still your turn.
All right, this is Marvel Knights, and it's a Marvel Knight Spider-Man was the name of the title, but this is another FF page.
All right.
All right, and it's like 5 horizontal panels, and it's basically, I'm not sure who the guy is fucking Ben up.
Let me see.
All right, so see, somebody slams into Ben, and then bam, he keeps slamming into him, flying cow.
Almost looks like a Batman cape. Like,
I'm wondering who is it that I'm not sure. I'm
not sure.
The comic to find out.
Was this Emmanuel again, or is this another artist?
Billy Tan.
Billy Tan. Sorry, I keep missing it when you say the artist for some reason.
No, that's all right, brother. But I want to have some FF pages, like, eventually I'm going to get another place on this land, and I'm going to have a room with all the space I need.
Right.
And I want to have like my best FF books and have some FF art around.
Yeah, I agree with Bake. It looked like a super Batman, like a super Batman flying through the air.
I'm not sure who that is.
I mean, it can't be, obviously, but yeah. Super captive.
Now this is
show another one. Yeah.
This is from my original collection. This is when McCone was on FF, and it's a full page spread of Mr. Fantastic.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, McCone is so, man, all I see from him nowadays are those full head covers,
and
he is so freaking
weird. like a bust style cover, Yeah.
Because, man, the dude has chops. I love his shit.
Dude, that's a nice page.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get a fantastic car, vehicle type thing, I just love those kind of things. Yeah, man.
Well, you know me, I'm an FF.
Well, you're an FF nut. I know that. I only have 2, I guess, FF related published pages. One is like an actual FF Fantastic Four title page, and the other one's a Marvel 2-in-1 page that has the Thing on it. So it's like a Thing page from Marvel 2-in-1. I would love to get more. It's just, it's just, you just have to connect with the piece and the timing and all that, and the artist. But yeah, dude, that's a super rad piece. I love that piece. All right, you want me to show something? I'll show something.
Heck yeah.
All right, so I sort of said earlier, I had 2 newer pickups as far as pages are concerned to share. If you've been watching the show in the last half year, you may notice that I've been kind of on a 90s kick as far as the art that I'm, I guess, going after, or just what I've been into lately, between the Infinity Gauntlet page, page and that She-Hulk splash I got, sensational She-Hulk splash I got recently, and a few other things. What's up, Comics for Thomas in the house? Good to see you, man. But it's still something that I've been kind of targeting or whatever, because it just makes me nostalgic for that era, which is when I was first discovering superhero characters and stuff. So that's something I've been keeping my radar out. But I've also been keeping my eye out for a specific artist, because I've always wanted to add some art to my collection from this particular artist. And so the artist that I'm talking about is Jay Lee. So I've got 2 Jay Lee pickups here to share with you guys. The first one, and they're both from 90s books, which is interesting because that's kind of way back early in the career for Jay Lee, that's his early work. So the first actual published run that he worked on was Marvel Comics Presents. So that's, like an early 90s series that Marvel did with multiple stories in each issue and stuff. That had, the covers for those books, a lot of those books were amazing, like Sam Keith covers and stuff like that. But probably not a lot of people now are aware of this, because, they're probably more aware of Jay Lee's DC work and other work that he's done more recently, but or maybe his Namor work, but he actually started his work in professional comics on this run of Marvel Comics Presents. So the first page I'm going to show you is from this issue, Marvel Comics Presents number 90, with a really awesome Sam Keith cover. I don't have that. I wish I did. Super cool
all those Sam Keith covers I've got about half a dozen of them in slab.
They're so good.
Just for the cover.
And they have that double cover on the back for a lot of them. A lot of those issues, you flip them around and there's another cover, and you have to flip it upside down or whatever. But those books are super cool. They make me really nostalgic, or make me feel nostalgic. But anyway, Marvel Comics Presents issue number 90. This is page 15. So for the previous 6 issues of Marvel Comics Presents, this was the B storyline, the backup storyline, and it was a Beast storyline, with Beast essentially battling against Commander Courage, is like the villain of that story, or the antagonist of the story. So here's the page, and this is Jay Lee. So this is very early Jay Lee work. So you got a Beast battle action, wide panel, and then you've got kind of a close-up profile there. You got some more action, him smashing a little bit. You got the falling through the platform thing. Then there's Commander Courage, and I'm not sure who that character is. I think she's a doctor of some sort, but I don't remember her character name or know her character name. I don't know if you do, but yeah.
I love that forearm, man.
Right, dude. And he's like as one doctor to another. That's like the last beast word he says in this. But super cool page, and really, didn't cost me an arm and a leg or anything like that. Super early Jay Lee work. Picked this up during the Comic Art Fans Live, CAF Live weekend, several weekends back, where they basically, Comic Art fans put on their own original art show, if you will, virtually, where people kind of set up and sold, collectors sold pages to other collectors, dealers sold pages to collectors, dealers bought art from other dealers and collectors, so it was just like a good weekend to get some art or sell some art if that was a thing. So shout out to Comic Art Fans, best site period for comic art in the world. So, but I was super happy to pick up this and the next Jay Lee page I'll show from this run during that event. So yeah, I have not seen the comment. I have not been paying attention. Fuchsia only. Good to see you, Fuchsia. Thanks for stopping in here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. People are digging this page, I guess. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it is way different than the art he does now. This is his early, this is still him, developing his style, really. It's way more detailed. I feel like a lot of his newer work is more, minimal and sparse, it's like less is more style, but this is clearly, more is more style, but yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Jay Lee, so I'm excited to have my first Jay Lee pieces in the collection, and there's another cool one, but I'll save that for the next round. So let's go back to you, brother.
All right, this was a early 2000s Manhunter miniseries by Jesus Saez and Jimmy Palmiotti inks. And I picked this up for next to nothing, but it's just the pages I get, I like to see action. I like to see somebody beating the shit out of somebody, I mean, that's what we all fell in love with when we were kids.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I can't deny that, man. Can't deny that.
So this is Hawkman. See him swooping in the middle panel.
Dude, that's a cool dude.
And then
bam, the money shot. Yeah. That's badass.
Palmiotti is a great inker.
That's awesome, dude. Very cool. Let's see that bottom panel one more time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I bought this page.
Dude, that's cool, man. It's funny because I have read very little Hawkeye related content, like comics or whatever, trades. I really have minimal exposure to him as a character as far as my knowledge and history with his stories or anything. So I'm like a total noob / clueless guy when it comes to his character, if I'm being totally honest. But he's one of the coolest looking characters to me in the art when I see the examples, just like that example that you showed or other examples that I've seen. I think he's just one of the coolest character designs or concept. I'm not sure if I'm even describing that correctly, but I just find him to be one of the cooler looking characters, especially in DC.
The only thing I really know about Hawkman, I vaguely remember him from 60s Justice League.
Yeah, see, I don't.
And then in the 80s, Timothy Truman did a prestige format series, like the Dark Knight Returns, that bound, and it was pretty good. But then I think they had an ongoing after that he wrote but didn't draw, and it just fizzled out. And that's all I know about Hawkman.
Yeah, because I don't know where to go. Like what's the definitive Hawkman run or arc? I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that conversation with anybody. So if anybody watching out there is a big Hawkman fan, let me know. Fill me in on that because I'm kind of curious. But yeah, let's see some more, bro.
All right, this is from that same miniseries. It's Jesus Saez and Jimmy Palmiotti. And man, I need to find if this has got a trade because this series apparently went all over the place. But check it out.
Oh.
It's Joker's got Batman tied up and is going to torture him. There's Killer Croc, Two-Face, and Poison Ivy. And, Joker swooping in with the scalpel. I'd really like to know what he's saying. But then in these last three panels, a revolting development occurs. I believe you call no, I don't know what you call getting a spear right through the section.
Yeah, I don't. Impaled, maybe? Impaled? Does that work?
But I mean, look at that. The facial expression.
Yeah, it's very Boland-y kind of almost in a way. It's
and that last panel, it's the only Joker could be. He looks bemused, like, what the hell is this growing out of me?
Yeah,
You
that's
have to be
crazy.
crazy to think like that. And
That's,
look, I like the dark inks. I like the heavy style like that.
yeah, man, dude, that's badass. What's up, Daymare's in the house? You're late. I know it's fine though. We're only halfway through, bro, and there's always the rewind. So appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in here. You want to show one more? Yeah, show one more, and then I'll go again. Show one more. Why not?
All right, this when I was collecting art back then, my two main focuses were John Romita Jr. Spidey pages, and if you go back, his style was he has gotten so sloppy lately. I can understand people putting him down, but back then it was tight. I loved his shit. And Mark Bagley's Ultimate Spidey pages, because it was like 01 or 02. The convenience store next to I lived in downtown Savannah.
Well, you know I love Mark Bagley Ultimate Spider-Man. Like that's my jam. I love those.
That's what got me back into buying floppies was picking Ultimate Spidey off a spinner rack. Last comic I ever bought off a spinner rack.
Nice.
So this one's good. All right, there's Deathlock. I'm gonna have to get up in here. But this has got all of the Ultimates on this page, but Hulk. All right, check it out. There's Spidey swinging in from the background.
Whoa.
There's Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's
right
a cool
Wasp.
That's a cool shot, like the way that's framed.
Wait, Iron Man's there somewhere too.
That's almost
Iron Man.
That's almost like a movie perspective, you know. That's really cool.
Cap dodging out of the way, and here's Pete comes swinging in.
More swinging. Gotta love. Ooh, and the kick to the back of the head.
But that's why I love this page. It's got all the Ultimates on it, and
Cool.
I love the entire Ultimate universe.
I'm a fan of it, dude. I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here in front and say that I've read all of it. I would say Ultimate Spider-Man's proper series is the majority of what I've read of it, but I've read some other like the Ultimates and some Ultimate Avengers and some of the later Miles stuff, you know.
Ultimate Spidey was great. The Ultimates was classic. If you had, that's the Avengers, the Ultimates.
I've read the first volume of that, but I need to read more.
Ultimate FF was good. And
how long did that Ultimates go for? Do you remember? Or like, because I know I have one trade, and that's what I've read. So, and I got that trade in one of those old school Comic Tom mystery mail call boxes that used to come with trades. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, it was Millar wrote the first two Ultimate miniseries, and I think there was one or two after that. But I mean, I've got the trades.
Nice.
And it was Brian Hitch doing the penciling on the first miniseries, and that's great stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of the Ultimate Universe. I think it's cool. I mean, it's a little sad that it's like kind of, I don't know, just been meshed into whatever current continuity or however they did it, you know. But I find it to be a cool like change of pace, you know. You're getting to reinterpret all these characters you already know and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, let's my turn, right? So you guys already pretty much know what I'm about to show here because I already teased it earlier. But this is the second Jay Lee page that I picked up from the Marvel Comics Presents run. Got it during the CAF Live weekend from the same seller. We just did a package, both pages or whatever. And it's from this issue, the next issue, Marvel Comics Presents 91. So
I've got that issue slabbed.
Yeah, another cool Sam Keith. This is Sam Keith, right? Yeah, Sam Keith cover. Wish I had Sam Keith cover, but I like to give a little bit of context if I have the comic near me from what the page is. But this is the page. This is the so it's Marvel Comics Presents issue number 91, and this is page 9 splash. So it's like I said, Jay Lee was doing the backup story, the second story in this run during the 7 or 8 issues that this storyline ran. And like I said, it's a Beast storyline against the villain Commander Courage. But this is the splash page from that story in issue 91. So here's the splash right here. Pretty sweet. Here, I'll close up. So there's Beast up top, in a Pieta with maybe that's the Doctor character. I don't know. From the previous issue. But I should probably read the run, huh? But pretty good. Lots of detail. You got like a whole army of baddies here, and then that's the villain, Commander Courage, and he's like, "Bring me the head of the beast." So
I love that shit, man.
Dude, I love these like title splashes and page one splashes from the 90s. They're just so nostalgic for me. So yeah, man, I'm really, really stoked. So that's my double whammy Jaylee art for this haul, if you will. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with those. I can't see the chat. Let me put these down for a second. Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate it. Crotch shot. Tony NY loves the splashes. We know that. Definitely a great villain pose. So yeah, man. Jay Lee, interesting to look at his early published work. Like to the point someone made earlier in the chat, just the beginnings of his development as a professional artist in comics. So stoked on that. So back to you, man.
All right, it's another Bagley Ultimate Spidey page.
Cool.
And in this page, him and the Hobgoblin, it's from issue 76, page 21. And was it Hannah inked it?
Scott Hanna? Yeah, I love his ink.
They both signed the back.
Yep, I got a few of those pages.
But him and Hobgoblin are just fucking each other up.
Oh, damn.
All right, I'm getting the hang of this. Just punches him off the roof, follows him down.
That's awesome. Man, Bagley was just on it back then, man.
He was.
Dude, he was, yeah. That's his like prime run for sure. Like I liked his work on ASM, don't get me wrong, and those are harder pages to get because it's ASM and it's earlier in his career and it's just, that title carries a premium. But I feel like his ultimate Spidey work is I think his career defining work. So personally.
Yeah, and that book was a huge seller. Huge.
It was, yeah.
And wasn't it, at one point it was coming out twice a month. So Bagley can turn out some pages.
Yeah, yeah. Agree with you, geeks, on that. His newer stuff is very ink brush style and minimal. But yeah, dude, amazing page. I just love that title. Anytime I see one come up or whatever, or on eBay or wherever it is, I'm watching it. I may not buy every single one I see, but I'm just admiring it. But yeah, dude. His ultimate work, so to speak. Yeah, exactly. Pun intended. Listen, Unruly was just being humble earlier. You are a goddamn heavy hitter, bro. Yeah.
All right, well, listen. Let me go into the land of fables. I have about 30.
Kenny says he's identified your mystery character from your previous page. Minor character Ethan, who had a tongue-in-cheek identical Superman origin. Also turns out he's a Skrull.
Ah.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. That's interesting. All right.
I had about 30 Bagley Ultimate Spidey pages, including the first time him and MJ kiss.
Wow.
And there was a scene where he's fighting Doc Ock. And they're up against the side of a building.
This was from your first collection that you had? Or yeah.
Yeah, and they're filming in the comic. I don't know if you remember, they're filming the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
And their fight carries over onto the set. I had a great from that issue.
Damn, man, that's awesome.
All right, this next one is Dylan. You know Dylan from Punisher and
Yeah,
Preacher.
Preacher.
This is a Gen 13 annual page, and I just got it just because I love Dylan. And there's a panel. I'm going to do it bottom up.
Okay.
Because there's a panel in the very top is the reason I bought this. The characters are in hell, and they're in kind of a standoff situation. I don't know if you've ever read Gen 13.
I have not read Gen 13. No. I've seen a lot of the art though, like out there or whatever, but I have not. I've not read it.
The demon driving the paddy wagon, flipping them off is why I bought this.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's worth a scan and blow up and print it out.
Dylan is one of those guys that uses a blue pencil to rough his shit in.
Right, blue pencil rough, and then
tightens his stuff up.
And tightens and then inks. Right, yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Because early on in the game, I got burnt once buying inks on Blue Line, but I mean, I got my money back.
Right. It's still your turn, man.
And it threw me off the first couple of times I saw dudes that use blue pencil.
Yeah, no, like I have my Ernie Chan splash from Sandman. He used blue pencil for the layout. So that technique goes back even to the Bronze Age. Further.
All right, this is a page I got 2 weeks ago. It's Matt Wagner and it's Grendel, and that's why I bought it. It's not early Grendel; it's one of his later series. Okay. But it starts off with this half-page splash, and it's the character Grendel Assassin and his little robot sidekick landing on.
It's instantly recognizable as Wagner, though. It's like instantly. Yeah.
But this bottom panel right here.
Oh damn!
That's why I got it.
That's dope.
And I posted this on Instagram, and I hadn't even realized it until they said it, but the snow on him in this panel is white out.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys use that technique before, not for snow, but for other shit.
Yeah. A lot of
Grendel was one of those great 80s series that came out of nowhere, and it's just the writing's all over the place. I loved it. I had to jump on that.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. All right, so I don't have anything else new to show, but I brought a couple things out, sort of one thing that's appropriate to show because I've got Unruly on the show, and he's the biggest FF guy, So of course I had to bring my FF page, and then a couple things I brought out just to pay tribute to David Prowse, who passed away. The guy underneath the Darth Vader costume in the original Star Wars trilogy, New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. So rest in peace, Mr. Prowse. But so first I'll show the Prowse stuff. And it's really just my Vader-related stuff, some sketch covers and stuff like that. So I'll just show those again real quick. I'm not going to spend a ton of time because I have shown these before. But this is my Vader sketch, and it actually is a wraparound or whatever. And there's the artists holding it at New York Comic Con, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there's my Vader sketch by Andrea Ricardo, and Babs Nacento did the coloring. So just love that Vader sketch. And then here's another Vader sketch cover, slabbed by CBCS. The artist's name is Stephanie Isidro, and so she did a Vader from Return of the Jedi at the end when he essentially redeems himself and saves his son, without the helmet, and then the Anakin Skywalker version of the character as well.
That is tight as hell.
Right, dude, it's killer, dude.
I love it. Yeah. It looks three-dimensional.
It does, right? It's sick. So, yeah, I love those. Definitely some of my favorite sketch covers in my collection. And then this, real quick, not related to David Prowse, but related to what's going on in the Star Wars universe right now, which is this Ahsoka Tano sketch cover, which, you know, done by an artist named Scott Blair and then signed by Ashley Eckstein, who voiced the character in Clone Wars and Rebels, Ahsoka Tano. So now I guess it's going to be my future mission to get this signed by Rosario Dawson, who now plays the character in live action in The Mandalorian. So that's my next project for this lab, I guess, to, you know, just be on the lookout if Rosario Dawson is doing any signings or there's any way to facilitate a signing with Rosario Dawson. I'm going to jump on that opportunity if it ever pops up for this book. So just wanted to show those real quick. And then I'll show the FF page, which I've shown before, but it's a really cool Alicia page. It's a cool Crystal Black Bolt page. You also have there's some FF characters on it, but I would say it's mainly a Inhumans page, you know, within the FF, like, you know, Inhumans FF storyline crossing over. So this is from Fantastic Four issue 304, page 16, pencils by John Buscema and inks by Joe Sinnott.
Oh yeah, that's a heavy duty lineage there, man.
Oh yeah. So you got Quicksilver, Alicia, Johnny Storm, Lockjaw, Crystal, Black Bolt.
And Alicia is like the purest soul in all of comics.
Yes. She's a sweetheart. And signed by Joe Sinnott, rest in peace to both John Buscema and Joe Sinnott now. So this is my only Joe Sinnott inked piece or page, and this is my only penciled John Buscema page. So I guess it checks two major artists off in my collection. This is not a new pickup. I've shown it before, but it made sense to show tonight with Mr. Fantastic Four fan, ultimate Fantastic Four fan here, Unruly Simian. Let me catch up here with the chat a little bit, and then we'll end the show with the rest of your art, all in a row. Let's see, who's in here? 90's in here. Original art will one day be 90. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope Luke is doing well. Hi, Luke. I know he's probably not awake right now, but anyway.
Well, let's wake him up.
Yeah, let's wake up, Luke. Kenny, I'd like to facilitate Rosario Dawson. I'll just leave that alone. I need an original Ahsoka piece. Yeah, she's a cool character. I think that could be reinterpreted in many different ways by different artists. Like, I'd love to see a J. Scott Campbell Ahsoka. Like, I'm just trying to, like, I'm picturing that. Like, I don't know if he's done Ahsoka, but that would be cool to see. But anyway, Tricky Traps are in the house. What's up, man? And she hooked up with that hunk Quicksilver. Yes, she did. All right, so we got about 10 minutes left, or however long it takes for you to show. You don't have to rush. Take your time. But we're going to wrap things up here with the rest of Unruly's collection. So let's see.
Listen, I'm here to tell you, in the early 2000s, you could get Buscema Conan pages for cheap.
Right.
I mean, good Conan pages for less than $100.
Damn.
It ain't like that no more.
Oh, no. No.
All right. So I love Timothy Truman. First read him on Grimjack, and then he did Scout. And then he did that Hawkman, or it was Hawk World, I think, was the name of the Prestige series he did for DC. Mm. So this page came up earlier this year, like February-ish.
Okay.
And somebody told me it was a comic that was a video game related. Hawken, it's a Western. I have no idea. I don't know anything about video games. I just know I love Truman. He penciled it. He inked it.
Damn.
And it is badass.
Yeah, that's a sinister looking scene right there.
And it gets more sinister.
Whoa. You got a bullet exit wound through the head. That's killer, dude.
And then look at that just evil look.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that panel right there. You know, I'm not a huge fan of gore or anything, but that's just too nice.
Dude, that's cool. Yeah.
All right, and so we were.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any like overtly violent pages, and I don't know if I do. If it comes to mind that I do, but, like I definitely have pages with action and fight scenes or whatever, but I don't think I have any like over the top violent pages. I'd have to look through my collection honestly to get a handle on that. Yeah, literally killer. Right? Looks like Unruly. Yeah, kinda, a little bit. A little bit of likeness there.
We were talking earlier about Gaiman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of his books is called Everywhere, and it's really cool. It's about this whole world, this whole city that exists underneath London, and it's magic, or there's magic involved.
Nice.
And so Vertigo did the 7-issue miniseries of it, and Glenn Fabry, the guy that did the Preacher covers, he did the pencils and inks for it.
Wow.
And so if you've read the book, you'll know exactly what's happening on this page and who these characters are.
Whoa.
And I love Fabry.
I mean, I haven't read the book, and I have no idea what it's about besides what you just said there, but it's sweet looking.
Well, these two guys that he's confronting are errand boys for one of the heavy hitters in the series, but they're obviously badass.
Damn. Motorhead shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fabry is just awesome. The only other series I remember him penciling is a Thor miniseries, and I'd love to have a page from that.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome, man.
All right, I
mean, honestly, because I'm a big fan of Gaiman for the stuff that I have been exposed to. So I'm sure the majority of the rest of his work is probably awesome as well. And I like the idea of having a page from something that he's written because, he's not just writing the words the characters say. He's providing like a true script to the artist, So like it's a true collaboration between him and the artist. So, I don't think I could ever track down a Sandman page I could afford though, unfortunately. So,
Well, that's the hell of it, man. For two-thirds of that run of Sandman, it was shitty art.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they just threw. I mean, there were some great runs within Sandman art-wise, but a lot of it was just crap.
I haven't read the whole run, as you know.
The whole story is so great, you don't care.
Right.
All right, this I got earlier this year. It's a Bloodshot cover by a guy named Brian Lovell, and it's just the imagery is so awesome.
Damn.
It's the first cover I've ever bought. And I like that Terminator-esque kind of detail there.
That's really cool. Like the detail on the pickup too.
Yeah, guys that can draw good vehicles always blow me away. I'm sure there's a technique to it, but I'll never understand it. All right, I'm down.
That is awesome.
I'm down to 2 pages. This is one I just got last month. It's Ribic, Battle of the Atom 2, page 11, and it's Professor X has done something bad to Colossus, and his little sister ain't happy about it. And this is pencils only.
Oh yeah, love this, dude. I love Magic. Such a great character.
I love Magic too, and I love Ribic.
Ribic's great.
And I like the expressions. She's just cut down Professor X. I like the expressions.
I also kind of like how on the interiors, his pages are pencil only and a little bit more realistic. Like his painted stuff, his painted work, which is mostly covers, is like super pricey.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I've got this comic, the it looks better pencils only.
Yeah.
And here's something cool. He blue lined in a character here that's not in the
Oh yeah.
product.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome.
this pose, that's just awesome.
Yeah, Ribic is definitely killer. I have one piece that I'm waiting on. Well, technically, I'm waiting on two pieces from this same artist, but one of them is going to be a magic commission. It's going to be a black and white magic commission, so I'm looking forward to that whenever the hell it ends up happening. So, dude, all right. Well, you got one page left, right?
Yeah. All right. So in the 80s, you had the first big thing that came out that was completely different from the mainstream publishers was when Miller did Ronin.
Yeah.
Then you had Dark Knight Returns, then Watchmen, and then Howard Chaykin did a 4-issue Shadow limited series that was just off the chain good. It sold really well. It was a big deal back then. So then they did an ongoing series. The first 6 issues Sienkiewicz drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then from issue 7 till the end of the series, Kyle Baker took over the pencil.
Okay.
And this is an oversized page.
Oh.
And the Shadow is
it like twice up size? Looks
it's
like.
not quite that big. It was DC was doing different. They had like 6 different formats for their books back then.
Okay.
But this is one of his underlings who's biting in to a poison tooth and exhales it in the Shadow's face.
Dude, that is a creepy looking, man. It's super creepy.
And so basically on this panel, you're watching the Shadow get in this page, the Shadow gets killed.
Wow.
What was this? This was issue 13, the next to last page. And for the whole rest of this series, he's got these doofus sons. They're trying to get him back to Shambhala to somehow revive him.
Wow.
But I mean, Kyle Baker, I had to have it.
That's awesome, dude.
And I've got a couple of pages coming in the mail. One I bought a month ago.
Do you have a picture of that? I know. I remember you mentioning that you had something sort of on the way that you were excited about, but it wasn't going to get here in time or something.
No, it should have got here. The guy just was slow on mailing it. I bought another piece from him like 2 weeks later, so he just mailed them yesterday.
Got it. What's up, Tat?
But that's it. That is the entirety of my original art collection at the moment.
Dude, well, it's a nice, highly curated collection that fits your stuff, that what you're into. So I dig it, dude. And there's a lot of cool art in there. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing the whole thing with the community, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Oh, really? Well, good. I am happy that you finally were able to sit down and do this. And now you're part of the little club that I've created for us to talk about art in between these shows, which is going to be awesome to have you in that group. The next guest for this show is same time next Saturday night. First, I guess. Well, I don't know. Well, not European because I think he's in Australia. But first, I guess international guest, and that's going to be this guy named. I'm trying to find the banner I made. Mad Spidey. That's his name. So he's on Instagram at Mad Spidey, I believe. I don't think he's a YouTuber. I think he's more of an Instagrammer, but he's got a great Spider-Man with a name like Mad Spidey. One would expect a cool Spider-Man collection. So he's going to be on next Saturday night, December 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here at Comic Books NYC. But yes, I will agree with the comments here. Great stuff, Unruly. Daymers. Only thing that stinks about this show is now I want to go out and buy some OA. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. But Tony and Y, thank you, brother. Definitely great pieces, Unruly. Thank you, Fuchsia. Thank you, D-Runk. Yes, welcome to the fam. Yes, drooling is a problem after this show, for sure. So, So there it is, man. I don't. You anything you want to plug? Like, is there a Graders Notes or anything else you're involved with coming up or anything like
We're
that?
doing Graders Notes next Thursday, and at some point, I think it's later this month. I'll have to check with JP. We're doing
Indie show.
Yeah, the indie show. The next couple of books of fables.
Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. I'm on Indie Show on Monday, the final East of West episode. We all finished the book finally.
Mine is in the mail, the third hardback year.
Oh, okay. So no spoilers then, because
I haven't read it yet. I don't know. I can't.
No, I mean I won't spoil you. Like,
okay, cool.
You know, it was a reminder for myself not to say any spoilers to you. So there you go. The Fables is on December 17th. So yes, a beard comes in handy to catch all that drool from time to time. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out in the chat. I know it's not the most convenient time for this 9 o'clock Saturday night, but hopefully some of you guys catch us on the rewind. I want to say thanks again to my guest, Unruly Simian. If you're not sub to him, the link to his channel, YouTube channel, is in the description below. Link to his Instagram channel is in the description below as well. So make sure you guys go sub him up, follow him. Chat with him, whatever you want to do, because he's a super friendly guy in our community and one of my favorites. So thanks again, brother, and we'll catch you guys next time. Stick around for the outro clip if you would like. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Good night.
Peace, y'all.
Where do I begin? I see the hate, they don't want to see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard this game, I had to switch up the accounts. Moving paper, gotta call it my account. It's all in, I can have it coming out. Been through the struggle, I can see another drought. Yeah, it's not a purse, it's a merge. 6 figures was a goal, now it's 9 or a hearse. Put it work. Used to pull up, not swerve. No time for the snakes, time to put them in the dirt. That's word. I gotta get it, it's in my DNA. You only see the highlights, don't know what it takes. Last year stressing, got no sleep. Now I'm right between the courts, I don't know bleed. I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard this game, I had to switch up the accounts.